Hi guys, welcome to another video of Nu-Trix, the synth guy. Today we're talking about 3 gadgets for chip tunes. Now last week Gadget released a new update with new gadgets in it, 2 of them being aimed at chip tunes. Basically these 2, the Otori and the Ibina, if I'm not mistaken, these 2 were made for the Switch, for Nintendo Switch first, and there really are, most of it are sound sampled from old arcade games. I really didn't like them, not because they don't sound good, they have their sound, which is all good, in that, you know, any sound can be useful, but the fact that you have almost no control over making your own sound with them, for me, is not cool. Today I'm going to talk to you about 3 other gadgets in Korg Gadget that are really cool for making chip tune music. Let's actually dive in. I'll show you 3 of them. So the first one is Kingston. Kingston is, I even call it chip synthesizer. This one is, if you play it, so you have to tell me this is chip tune music right away. You've got the sound of it. Let's just go a little bit between it. Okay. So, I mean, a lot of them are really the classic sounds you hear in a lot of... So even sound effects. Let's go back to the first one, and I'll explain a little bit of the synthesis that you have in this one. It's really simple. It's made of like 2 pages. You get the edit and the effects. Effects are the same effects you have in all of the you know, gadgets like EQ compressor, lo-fi, ring modulation, all that stuff. So the classic stuff that you have in all the other ones. But go back to edit. Edit, you have basically 3 parts. The one on the side here on the left, the middle section, and the one on the right, plus the level on top. So if you follow me on this, the first one is, let's turn off run. You have the waveform, so you can just play a sound. Triangular, the pulse at 25%, so pulse with larger, and then the noise, which is digital noise. You get the pitch. Okay, the octave for that. Then you got the envelope. By default, the envelope that is here, if you're just like this, it is a amplitude envelope. Okay, you hear the... So this is ADSR for the amplitude for that waveform. Then if you go on the right, what you have on the right is jump. Jump is basically using the envelope to control the pitch. And you have the height, so from how much away from the pitch you're going. So if going down, it's going to jump down. Okay. So this is the pitch differences, if you want, how low you want the pitch to go, and this is the speed. Then it uses the envelope, or you don't want to be. So you can create a kick drum really easily with this. So really cool for that. That's what I'm saying. You can create your own stuff with this. If you go the other way, it goes high. Bring that just the right volume. You go here. And if you put your headphone, you're going to hear the in the back. There's aliasing. So the errors that you would have in a low quality digital signal. So this is really cool for the lo-fi type of sound. So that's for the jump. Let's go into the other side. On the left, you have run. Run, if you play it. So these are classic kind of sound you got from old games. If you play 2 notes, what are you noticing is this is actually an arpeggiator. So you get an arpeggiator. You have the speed, you have the type, so you have 6, 7 different types, and then if you go fast, so that's it. You get that really weird, fast, kind of LFO ray kind of sound, and you got your jump on the other side, and that's the Kingston. So for me, that's a much more powerful synth because you can create your own stuff. So pretty cool. Kingston, first one. Second one, I'm going to change that to the Kamata. The Kamata is what they call a wavetable synthesizer, but it's not what we call today a wavetable synthesizer. The wavetable today would be slices of waves that you run into them. I'll do another video on that, but this is basically you can draw your wave. So press start. I mean, they really wanted to do it as a game, and just for fun, look at the top here. If you get the high score, basically how many notes you played, and every time you press a key, you enter 10 points. And you'll see how much you played last time, or the highest amount you played. So you press on it, and what you have is the drawing of the waveform. You can actually draw. If you draw a line, you have no sound because there's no variation. Sound is variation. You want a sawtooth? Here we go. You want a square wave? You get a square wave. You want a pulse? Well, you get your pulse. You want a weird pulse, faster pulse, higher pitch. So you can really draw what you want. You have banks of already ready shapes. Some are noisy, some are really subtle. So that's what you start from. And then when you want to edit these, you press on the page select on the side here. You press on it and then you get the value. So you get an amplitude envelope, and you get attack time, decay time, sustain level, and release time. So attack, decay, sustain, release. And then you can click on it, you can move it. But if you find that your finger is a little bit difficult to move here, you can use the value knob here to do the same thing. So sometimes this one has more space on screen to move, so you might want to go with that one depending on the size of your finger and the size of your screen. Then there's the pitch envelope, and that's a little bit different because you have the level of the pitch, so how far you are. 24 equals 2 octave, so minus 24 or 2400, and you can do that for each of the notes, not notes but parts. You're starting 2 octave down, you're going 2 octave up, actually 4 between this one and this one, because this is plus 24, minus 24, so you get 48 in between. Then you can go down again and go up again. So when you press play, you have these. This is like bizarre result, but yeah, you can have these movement, massive movement. I'm just going to try to go back to 0. Can I do that? Yeah. Just press and hold. You go back to 0. Too much. Okay, then you get a delay. Before going into the effects, let's talk about the LFO section. So there's an LFO1 dedicated to the amplitude. You have a choice of a waveform, the depth of the effect, delay, So before it will start to actually do the movement and how fast it will do, or slow it will do the movement. Okay, then you get the same thing for the pitch. So you can create these like old style sound of arcade sounds. You can put it in polyphonic or mono mode and per tormento time, depending on if you want it to glide or not. You can control what actually controls the modulation wheel and how much pitch band you actually have. Now on top of that, I'm gonna bring that to 0, bring that to 0 and 0. So okay, then you get a delay. Delay, there's how many, delay you're gonna have. So you have 3, means you're gonna hear the first one plus 3 others. 4, you're gonna hear. Okay, so these are very digital delays. It's basically a copy of the same sound. You can have reverb, time here also. On top of that, what you have, if you go back to the page select, there is also detune here at the top. If you press detune here, because I'm in monophonic mode, I hear that movement, that wider chorus kind of sound, or even more detune. So this is really nice sounding. The chorus is moving, it's really cool, and you have a choice having a noise generator instead of the waveform you have here. You also have these. Last one is where is it? The Tokyo. Tokyo might not be just for, I mean, all of these, the one I'm playing, they can be for other things than chip tunes, but these, they're powerful enough to create the sound you want and use them in a chip type of sound. So you can have these analog soundish type of sound, and you can actually control the decay, waveform itself you're using, the boost, if you want boost or not, panning, how much it's going to bend or not. Not bending, it's just on the same pitch, and bending is going to go. You can have really cool analog sounding sound with this. But if you want it to be more electronic, well, you have these. That's the pan, you get the snappy, you get the decay. So it's easy to create. Then you can create your tune. Actually, you can also use these. And then if you listen to the patch that they have, because like this one here, or this one here, what you have is like, what they use on top of it is you send these sound to the decimator, which is an effects. And then with that sound on top, it gives you that old school digital type of noise, you know. So that's why I'm saying it's really powerful. It doesn't have to be for chiptunes, but if you're doing chiptunes, I think that these three give you much more power than the sample one that they just gave you the sound and you play with them. So that one, the Tokyo, the Kamata, and the, what's the other one? The Kingston, they're really powerful because they can have this digital noisy sound that you like from these old you know, built-in synthesizer in the arcade time, but at the same time they give you control to do something else. They can give you also control to create a sound in that style, but that would be yours. So that's why I love these compared to the two others that were $14 Canadian each. But these, at least you can create your own stuff with it. So that's it. I hope this is useful again, and don't hesitate to write comments or suggest other things you want me to talk about, and hope to see you soon. Cheers.